There are certain cycles in our life where we feel like we're on top of the world, and others where we feel like we're under it. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself why you actually feel like... Getting out of a rut can feel like walking through an unescapable maze, and as soon as we think we're out, it comes back even worse. Before you fall into your next cycle, I need you to understand a few things. The first thing is, being in a rut is an emotional response. Certain happenings that are going on in your life on a day-to-day basis are plaguing you from the peace of mind that you need in order to keep going and stay motivated. If certain stressors in your life aren't being dealt with, your mind will override your mood and place extreme importance on whatever it is that you're avoiding or putting off. If we try to fight this feeling in a negative way, we can see ourselves resort back to baseline and use our monkey brains seeking out dopamine to try and cope with the situation. That's why usually when you're stressed, you try to comfort yourself with TV, eating, and other dopamine-filled escapades. In order to identify how far deep you are in the rabbit hole when it comes to your stressor, we need to look at the grieving process. Whenever we find out about a situation or reality that we don't like, we usually deny it and get very frustrated with the situation. Think about when somebody has just given you some bad news, or you didn't get that promotion, or you didn't achieve what you thought you were. At first, we ask ourselves, how did this even happen? This happening, no matter whatever it is what triggers the emotional response. How we respond to this emotional response is very critical. Are we gonna do something that's beneficial to us and solve the problem? Or are we gonna wallow in our situation and feel like we're not good enough? When you're slow to find a solution, usually that's when this depressive state of being in a rut or phase actually begins. Because then we revert back to our monkey brain, try to find a dopamine-filled activity or thing to do to comfort our situation that we failed or didn't achieve what we wanted. Instead, we need to look at this failure as a stepping stone in order to succeed, using our failure as a tool so now we know what not to do. The peace of mind you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. If at any time you are not willing to solve your problem and do what is necessary in order to make that failure a success, you will continue falling down the grief cycle, eventually coming to acceptance with the fact that you're not good enough. You need to understand, at any point in this cycle, you can bring yourself up out of it. It's going to take a lot of work. The more and more that you fall into it, the more and more that you avoid your problem or the stressor that's in your life, the more it will take control of you, and the more you will start developing bad habits. So the sooner that you can figure out what it is that you need to do in order to rise above and conquer, the better off you'll be. Right now, I want you to think about every single depressive state that you've ever been in, every rut, every phase, every funk. Was it ever serving you? That's the main thing that you need to remind yourself. Every time we get in this depressive state, whether or not we want to face the problem that's at hand, we need to think to ourselves, is this serving me? Is this making me better? Is this getting me to the place that I want to be? Once you come to that realization, you will do at least 1% every day to get better and get yourself out of this hole that you dug yourself into. It may be tough, but you need to face the problems head on directly in order to get to that next level, that next headspace where you can be sure of yourself and of your situation. Knowing that this mood, that this feeling is driven by emotion, you can work within that in order to solve your problem. It is very essential that you understand this failure is the key, is the stepping stone in order to find my success and do what needs to be done. Stop looking at setbacks and obstacles as something that holds you down. In reality, it's a lesson, it's a tool, what not to do. That's very important. That's something that you need to be aware of. If you're a chronic overeater, somebody who likes to overeat, has bags of chips, marshmallows, and all types of candy in the cupboard, and you go to it every time you feel slightly hungry, then this is the answer you're looking for. Don't keep spare food lying around in the refrigerator or pantry, knowing that late night you might go to it. I know this seems ridiculous and very simplistic, but it's the reality. Stop putting yourself in harm's way. Stop letting yourself be driven to these realities that you don't want. Take it out of the equation entirely. Starve your emotions of negativity. Instead, only put positivity in that way. Have some fruit, vegetables, healthy items laying around, or just simply drink water. And if you simply can't do that when it comes to this situation, then you have another problem that you have to deal with, and that's your relationship with food entirely. Same thing when it comes to working out or that project that you have to get done. Take the distractions out of the equation entirely. Work in a different environment. Turn off your phone or put it somewhere that's not going to distract you and interrupt your progress. And another major key to your solution is self-acceptance. Accept yourself along this journey. Understand where you're at. Understand that you don't want to be here, and it's going to be a process in order to get out of it. Accept that. Accept that it might take weeks, months in order for this change to happen. And you will definitely stumble, fall down, and fail. But keep reminding yourself that this is exactly the answer I'm looking for. This failure is what I need not to do the next time I attempt this, and continue to try, and eventually you will overcome. The reality of the situation is you're gonna constantly have to do things, take action in order to get out of your situation. Do the necessary steps required every step of the way because it is a process. It's not gonna happen overnight. Just like a car going 0 to 60, it doesn't happen in an instant. It takes maybe 1.9 seconds, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, but it eventually happens. Same thing with putting on muscle at the gym. You're not gonna work out once and all of a sudden you're shredded and have the body of a Greek statue. You need to get off social media. Stop looking at other people's lives and what they're doing, because that's a big hindrance when it comes to getting out of this rut. You keep comparing yourselves to other people and what they're doing at that very moment, when in reality, they're probably just as stressed as you, but at least they're taking action and they're doing something about it. And that's exactly what you have to do for yourself. Just think about being better than the day before. Okay, yesterday I had a binge where I ate all this fast food and today I'm not. Today I ate clean. Be proud and happy with yourself about that. Compare yourself to yesterday. That's it. And eventually over time, you'll look back and be like, damn, I really overcame that problem. I really got myself out of that rut by simply doing small progressive steps to build momentum, and now I'm free. But you must understand that this is a process. It's not gonna happen overnight. Every single rut that I've ever been in, it took upwards of 2 to 3 months just to get out of. And what I did on a daily basis was understand that this is not serving me by messing up and doing these negative habits and having this negative emotion in my head about my situation. But I knew that, and I tried to get 1% better every single day. And I realized it was a process. I realized eventually I was gonna overcome this, but I just needed to work through it, go through the motions, and eventually I came out of it. Now, for some people, it's not that easy. For other people, there's going to be more work that has to be involved, depending how deep they are in the hole of trying to avoid the problem that they need to overcome. Do all of the necessary steps required in order to overcome anything that you're facing. And don't forget to be very mindful of the decisions and actions that you're taking. Stay positive on your journey, and remember, it's going to take the work day in and day out in order to get it done. If you have to do that project, work a little bit every single day towards getting that project done. If you want to lose weight, make sure you're eating in a calorie deficit and you're trying to work out. If you want to put on some muscle, you need to be going to the gym every single day in order to build that muscle. Doing the action is what's going to get you to success, and believing that you can do it is what's going to get you to take action. The man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both usually right. You need to use your mind in order to overcome all in your life. Actually believe that you can overcome any single problem. Be delusional about it. I'm so sick and tired of these people on social media and even YouTube talking about, oh, you shouldn't be pursuing certain things because it's not a reality. Who gives a damn? We're all destined to die in this life. Become delusional about what you want, but you need to be putting the work in order to achieve it. Don't be delusional and think things are just gonna come to you, fall out of the sky. No, you're gonna have to do the work in order to get it on a daily basis. Consciousness and action. Consciousness and action. Consciousness and action. That is the steps you need to take in order to overcome all. Not even just getting out of a rut, but in order to succeed, graduate from college, lose weight, put on some muscle, get that dream job. It's just consciousness and action. What do I need to do? And do it. What do I need to do? And then do it. Stop letting your emotions take hold of you and control you on what you feel like doing. You know you want this, so go do what's necessary in order to get it. Stop letting your emotions control you. That's how you fall into that depressive state. You know you want something, but mentally, you don't believe that you deserve it. You don't believe that you can do what is necessary in order to get it, so it holds you back. Then your mind starts to sabotage you and tell you, you really want that, but you're not doing a damn thing about it. So then you fall into a cycle of emotional trauma. Do not let your emotions dictate the way that you feel about anything. Instead, use your head. You know you want something, so go get it. No matter what obstacle or hurdle comes your way, you're gonna get over it. You're gonna get around it. You're gonna win. You might face some setbacks, but remember, those setbacks are the stepping stones and keys in order to succeed. Okay, now this time when I try, I'm not gonna make that same mistake. I'm gonna use that to my advantage, having this knowledge that this is where I failed before, so now I'm not. I hate how simple it is. It's almost ridiculous how simple this life really is. If you really want something, then go get it. And that's the problem. It's so damn hard because our emotions get in the way, or life in general gets in the way, thus making us very emotional because of certain situations, people, and things that just happen. Take the emotion out of it and understand, this is what I want, so I'm gonna go get it. Your new problems, trials, and tribulations will require you to reinvent yourself, but you aren't quite ready, thus falling into a rut or depression. You must become who is required in order to achieve and overcome all in this life. Every time you fall into a rut or some type of funk, you need to remember, my life is advancing and my old self is no longer able to overcome this new challenge, so I need to reinvent myself and become somebody brand new, strengthen my habits, strengthen my beliefs, do what is necessary, actually stick to the plan, and do what I must on a daily basis. And sometimes that means reverting back to your old self, changing your habits, directly believing against what you believe now, because obviously it got you to a certain point in life, but you're stuck. So now something needs to change. It depends on your very situation that you're in, but sometimes you have to change your entire belief system, what you believe in, how you go about doing certain things in order to overcome. You need to learn how to adapt to life. If at any point on your journey you need help with this, make sure you click the first link down below to get on a coaching call with me. I've been through this situation. I know what it's like to actually have to go through depressive states and ruts where it's hard to come out of. And every single time I've ever done it, I did it with the belief that I'm going to get out of this eventually, and the things that I want or the person who I want to become pulls me out of it. But you have to be doing what's necessary on a day-to-day basis, putting in the action and thinking, believing that you can do it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.